Dropshipping isn't dead, it's just full of people who don't know what they're doing. And worse, YouTube is full of creators that are teaching people no real skills other than how to copy other people's businesses. And the thing that gets me most of all is creators are putting up videos proudly showing them speedrunning other people's businesses in 24 hours, copying their products, copying their ads, and copying their store. And for me, it's these types of activities, these types of videos that have made the dropshipping space super toxic, okay? It feels really scammy right now, almost like the crypto market where you've just got tons of meme coins with no utility, no real use case, and just full of bullshit. And if you're jumping on this trend of just ripping someone else's business, then I'm here to tell you that it's not going to last. But if all you want is a quick dopamine hit by doing something inauthentic, then sure, go ahead, rip someone else's business. But just remember one thing, all right? This isn't a video game, all right? You're not playing GTA. These are real people and real businesses in the real world, okay? Which means that your actions have real consequences. You may think that just because you're sat behind a computer screen that you can get away with doing these things and there's no real consequences, but believe me, there are. It's entirely possible that you'll receive copyright claims, chargebacks, DMCAs, and these are all the things that people don't talk about when telling you to rip someone else's store. And the main problem with this method is if you are just ripping someone else's store, then you've not built any skills. Okay, all you're doing is copying what's working in the market. Now, there is a saying, good artists create, great artists steal. And I think some of you have taken this quote too far. This quote, or the intention behind it, wasn't necessarily just to say to copy absolutely everything. It was more so to say, don't reinvent the wheel. At least that's my take on it, right? If you've got a round wheel, if it works, if it makes sense, don't try and bring something to the market that's square. But that doesn't mean just completely rip what's already there. Okay, if you are going to bring something to market, take inspiration, take ideas, and back your ideas by data. Okay, that's what I do when bringing any products to market is I back everything by data and analytics so I can bring products to market with confidence. But that in itself is a skill set, okay? Something that's been learned and acquired over time. And arguably, if you're just ripping someone else's store, then all you've learned how to do is copy and paste, all right? Control C and Control V. Or if you're a Mac user, Command C and Command V, whatever it is. You can tell I'm a Windows guy through and through. But the point I'm trying to drive home here is what have you actually learned? If you are going to do that, you've learned nothing. And that's the difference, okay? The people that are bringing products to market do understand how to do product to market research, how to do product market fit, who understand their ideal customer profile, okay? The people that they're selling to, their wants, needs, pains, desires, the people that know how to speak to them with marketing and copywriting, the people that know how to launch effective ads that are compelling enough to get people to convert. They're the people that are going to win, not those that are simply just copying what everyone else is doing. Because the problem with copying what everyone else is doing is as soon as you hit a problem, as soon as you hit a roadblock, you're not going to know how to overcome it because you haven't taken the time to build the skill set and develop the character and also the mindset to overcome these types of problems. And that's the difference. As soon as you hit a problem, your store's going to tank. And then what are you going to do? You're going to go back to the drawing board and copy someone else's store because that's what some YouTube creators told you to do. And this is what bugs me the most. Okay, no one is teaching real skills, and it's something that I want to change. All right, which is why I started this channel to begin with, and why I've done a deep dive on Google Ads, on dropshipping, on e-commerce, because my approach is different. Everything's backed by data, and I want to teach you the actual things and the skill sets you need to go away to do this stuff and to bring a product to market with confidence. Because if you're getting into e-com and dropshipping in 2025, then you likely want at least one of three things. Okay, time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. Or if you're like me, you want all of the above. Okay, that was me when I started in ecom in 2020. I wanted all of those things. All right, and I was fortunate enough to do that, to move from my small seaside town in the UK to Dubai. All right, and relocate and move my life over here. I live a remote lifestyle, I earn good money, and I can look after those around me with the money that I earn while still doing what I want when I want. And for me, that was my dream outcome. And I got it, okay? But it didn't come from some quick pump, okay? It took time for me to develop the skills, understand the processes, to build brick by brick and build a solid foundation that is going to support me over time. And that's the difference. I took the time to build the foundation that is going to support me. And if that's what you want, if you want a strong foundation and you want longevity, then I can tell you now, you do not want quick cash. Because I'll tell you now, from my own experiences, quick cash will end. What goes up must come down. It's the exact same in crypto, exact same when you're investing in these meme coins that these creators are telling you, invest in this coin, it's going to go to the moon. Well, I liken that to the people that are telling you to rip this e-com store and just run it up by scaling someone else's ads. To me, it's the same thing, all right? Anything or any sentence that has the word get and rich in the same line, I don't like it, okay? Because what will go up must come down, and all you're chasing is that quick dopamine hit or that quick win. And I know this from my own experiences, okay? I've lived through a few crypto cycles now, a few bull runs, to know that there has been plenty of times where I FOMO in, I come in late and I lose money. But I've learned from my mistakes, okay? Now I invest in high-level mentorships, specifically for macro investing. Bitcoin is the staple in my investment strategy, and I have a small portfolio or a small percentage of my portfolio where I invest in altcoins or equities, and only those that are outperforming Bitcoin. So the difference is I actually have a strategy now, all right? I'm not listening to some YouTube creator who's telling me to FOMO into this coin because it's going to pump and go to the moon. And I want to prevent you guys from making the same mistakes from dropshipping and ecom, because that's really where I see a lot of this YouTube content going. Truth be told, if all you're looking for is a quick win, then honestly, I would take yourself down to the casino and put your money on red or put your money on black, because at least then you've got a 50% chance of success, and you'll save yourself a load of time and energy from copying someone else's store, because you're not going to learn any skills from doing that anyway. So you might as well just save yourself the time and the energy and have a higher risk to reward ratio and go into the casino and put some money on red on black. Obviously, I'm being satirical here. I'm not suggesting you actually go to the casino and put your money on red or black, but I'm just trying to give you an analogy that actually opens your eyes to what is going on in the dropshipping and e-com space at the moment. Now, I know I'm relating this back to crypto a lot, but hopefully it's something that you can all relate with. If you are involved in e-com and dropshipping, it's most likely that you have also looked in crypto. I feel like they kind of go hand in hand, and crypto is a great way to multiply your money and multiply your profits that you earn from e-com. And the point I'm trying to make here, probably in a bit of a long-winded way, is that if you really want these things, okay, time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, then I'm here to tell you that you're not going to achieve these through copycat dropshipping. Stealing from someone else is not going to get you there, but the right skill set and the right mindset will. What carries you is the skills that you stacked, not the screenshots that you post. All right, I'm sure you've all seen it, these Shopify dashboards, people showing you how much money they're making. And I can tell you now, they're not making this money by ripping other people's business. They're making this money by dedicating time to learn the skills, to acquire the mindset that's required to be able to achieve these things. And I'm going to back this up with a quote from Nathan Nazareth. He came on my podcast recently, and I said to him, Nathan, what do you think it takes to be successful in ecom right now? And he said,
the two most important things for success would be your mindset, your ability as a marketer.
Yeah.
To be honest, everything that I've done in my career thus far has came down to my ability to market and get attention, right?
Now, for context, if you don't know Nathan, he's been in e-com and dropshipping for 6 years. He has a very big YouTube channel where he talks specifically on those topics. Now, if he's saying that your success in e-com is dictated by how good of a marketer you are, and I'm also saying that your success is dictated by the skill set that you have available at your disposal, and I can tell you that there is truth to that because I'm speaking from experience, and as is Nathan. Okay, I got into e-com back in 2020. I launched my first high-ticket dropshipping store in August of 2022, and within 6 months, I was generating $30,000 a month in revenue consistently. I had no prior experience, but what I did was I invested in a course all the way back then on high ticket dropshipping. And that taught me all the skills that I needed to bring a product to market, to build a store, and to generate sales using paid ads. And I actually went on to sell that business in December of 2022. But the amount of knowledge that I earned in those 2 years is priceless. Okay. I learned so much, not just product research, but how to analyze data, how to bring products to market, how to build a store, how to write copy that is compelling enough that it's going to get you conversions, how to do research to understand your ideal customer profile, their wants, needs, pains, and desires, so that you can truly speak to them in your copy, how to set up Klaviyo, how to build email marketing campaigns, how to build email marketing flows, how to set up paid ads, how to generate sales, how to optimize your ads, the importance of financials on the back end with my accountant, understanding projections, how to mitigate risk, where I need to reinvest profits back into business growth. These are all things that you learn by actively doing them. Okay. And these are all of the things that those businesses that YouTubers are telling you to rip have achieved themselves. Okay. These businesses that have built a successful product, that have brought it to market, that are generating sales, the ones that creators are telling you to copy, these businesses are the ones with all of the skills that are going to see it through, that are going to be the 6, 7, 8-figure businesses. Because they've done the hard work. They've put the time into learning the skills that they need to get to where they need to go. And my experience didn't end when I sold that e-com store. Okay, I sold it in December of 2022, but after that, I launched a Google advertising agency where I serve D2C e-commerce brands and dropshippers and help them scale with Google Ads. Now, in 3 years, we did over $20 million in sales for the businesses that we worked for. Therefore, you could say that marketing and economics is one of my strongest points. And it ties back into what Nathan said, okay? Your success is going to be dictated by how good of a marketer you are. And marketing isn't just paid ads, okay? It's not just Google ads, it's not just Meta ads. It's everything. It's your entire funnel, it's your entire business, it's the foundation in which you've built on. That is marketing, because what are we trying to do here, right? What is dropshipping? Well, dropshipping is just a fulfillment method. So what are we doing? It's e-commerce. What is e-commerce? It's online sales. To generate online sales, you need to be a marketer. And these are the things that these YouTube creators are not teaching anybody. And if anything, I would say they're setting you up to fail. They're teaching you to rip someone else's business that might get you to what, 10K a month? But that 10K is not going to be sustainable, because you're not going to be able to keep up with the actual business that's going on to do 7 and 8 figures. Copying's only going to get you so far, but getting from 0 to 10 is different from 10 to 100. It's a completely different skill set, and one that is only learned by actively doing or learning from people who have walked the path before you. And as you can probably tell, I'm tired of all the noise that I'm coming across on YouTube. Because like I said at the start of this video, I think it's giving dropshipping a bad name, and the whole industry just feels super scammy right now, okay? Me, as someone who prides myself on being authentic, it hurts me to see other people actively just ripping other people's businesses. And not only that, but actually being proud of it and putting YouTube videos up showing their results. It's horrible to see, right? And it really does kind of pain me. I don't know how we've got to this point in dropshipping. Maybe it's always been going on and I just haven't seen it, but it's all I'm seeing on YouTube now. And I don't like the name it's giving dropshipping, because dropshipping is an amazing thing. It certainly changed my life. And it allowed me to achieve all of the things that I was looking for: time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. But the problem is, no one in the industry right now is teaching people how to build real brands, okay? Exactly like the brand I built back in 2020 and exited in 2022. And I can tell you now that these YouTubers, these content creators that are teaching you how to rip other people's businesses, they've never exited a brand, okay? Because there's no longevity in the things that they're building. No one's going to buy a business that's been ripped from someone else's. Now, I could sit here talking all day, as you could probably guess. Once I get going, I can just kind of keep talking on something. But I want to reiterate back to why we started this video, okay? Dropshipping's not dead. It's just full of people that don't know what they're doing. And what's going to happen is this gap's going to get bigger and bigger, okay? The people that do know what they're doing, the people that have invested the time into developing the skill sets, are going to be the ones that become the 1%, and they're already there. And what you're going to get is the 99% that create all this noise on YouTube that don't even know what they're talking about. And quite frankly, I'm just tired of all of this noise from people that don't know what they're talking about. I want to shift your perspective, and I want to show you that there are still authentic people out there. There are still people that are building real brands, that are building brands backed by data, and building brands that actually provide them with longevity, providing the things that they're looking for: time, location, and financial freedom. And not only that, but also the ability to then sell these businesses should you wish to exit. Now, I know I've been doing a lot of talking in this video and sharing past experiences, but I understand that the thing that you guys truly value most of all is the raw stuff, the behind the scenes stuff, I guess the A to Z of actually how to build a business or build a brand would be very useful to you. And thinking about that, I'm hesitant to say this because if I say it on camera, I'm going to have to commit to it. But I think the best way to truly show you guys that what I'm speaking is the truth is to actually go ahead and do it, to build another brand. So that means going ahead, doing my market research, checking for a product market fit, getting the product sourced and negotiating the price point, making sure that it fits into all of my frameworks, bringing the product to market with confidence and generating sales via paid advertising, and building something that is built to last. I guess I've just kind of committed to something there, which I didn't necessarily anticipate to do. And the only reason I'm pausing for thought at the moment is because I do have a lot of other stuff going on. And if I commit to something, I don't do things by halves, okay? And I'm going to need to make sure that if I do it, it is done to the best of my ability. So let's do it. As a declaration to you, I'm going to build a store. I'm going to build a business from scratch. There's going to be no speed running, no nonsense. I'm going to go to the market. I'm going to go see what's in the market, and I'm going to back everything up by data. So consider this to be my declaration to you and my way of showing you that we're going to cut through all of the noise that's on YouTube at the moment, and I'm going to show you what's up. I'm going to show you how to build a real brand. So on that note, if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, I strongly suggest that you do so now, because I'm going to be revealing a lot over the coming weeks and months, and I'm going to show you all of the behind the scenes to building an actual brand. So if you do want to see this, make sure you drop a like, drop a comment as well, maybe write something like Build a Brand 2025. If you do want to see this, give me some encouragement, give me some support, and for you guys, I'll do it. What I will say as well as one final note is I do cover all of this in excruciating detail inside of my mentorship program, the Google Ads Ecom Academy 2.0. So if you do want to speed run a business the right way, and I don't mean ripping someone else, I just mean getting access to an A to Z blueprint, which is going to show you how to do product research, ICP research, bring a product to market with confidence backed by data so you know it's going to get sales, by running paid ads and targeting high intent traffic that's going to have a high conversion rate, then you're going to want to check out my mentorship program. I'll drop a link in the video description. So if you do want to learn more about that, you can click the link and learn more. That's all for this video. I will see you in the next one. And I guess the topic of my next video will be talking about building my brand. So I will see you there.